Hello, my friends. How are you? Oh my goodness, it's so good to see all of you. Hello, mods. Thank you so much. You're here in force. Little Red, I see you. Thank you so much for being in here. Hold on. Everyone, it is so good to see you. Happy Tuesday, January 7th. I'm trying to do something real quick. Hold on one second. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful first few days of your. Oop, I'm trying to hold on. I'm making mistakes probably. I've missed you too, my friend. There we go. Got it. Done. Hi everyone. So good to see you. I'm here. Hey Jude, you're good to go. Or I mean, Little Red, you should be good to go. Let me double check again. Yeah, you should be good to go. You are on my end here. I don't know what I did. Y'all, once in a while I hit something that is not correct. Okay, got you down, hun. And I apologize. It's because my chat's going so fast. So forgive me. Family reunion, yes. Hello. I've missed you all so much. I'll fill you in on where I've been. Just so you all know, if you don't see me for a couple of days, make sure you check the community post. I often leave an update there. And now my mods are in an app with me called Group Me. So they are aware, they're in contact with me also. So it's so good to see all of you. I hear the streets have been a little rough. Hello. Keep up the chatter. Thank you for being here, all my mods. Hey, Jude. So good to see all of you. Little Red Zero, NJ's, Woman's Warrior. Little Red, NJ's, Jen Benners. Glad to see you're feeling better, my friend. Sandy T, you changed your name, hun. Keep up the chatter. Michelle Scott, Ginger Girl. Hi, Woman's Warrior. Hello, everyone. Trishy818. Hello, everyone. I hope I've said hello to all my mods, family members, welcome in, subscribers, first-time viewers. Good to see each and every one of you. And welcome our new family member, Carmelita Dorsey. Welcome to the family. We meet Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, even though last couple weeks I have not been, but we are picking it back up this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to do some fun things. We're going to have some fun times on our Saturdays. We've had some good bonding times and we're going to continue. Welcome in, everyone. Wow. So let me tell you a little bit about where I've been. My mom was sick and then she got high hope floats. She got, see, and so, and welcome in to everyone else. I still want to say hi to you. I'm just letting you know. And so when she went into isolation, I went out of town for a few days and now I'm back and I do need prayers for my mother. She is not doing well at all. I was allowed in to see her today. She's out of isolation. So she's not doing well at all. So hi, Jenny Machete. So I would love to have prayers. Hi, Ginger. Thank you so much. Good to see everyone. Hi, Christine Alaska, Ginger Farob. Too many shoes. Thank you for popping in and saying hello, Ginger. So good to see you. Jacqueline Blaine, Carolyn Miller, Mitzi Collins. I missed you all so much. Really did. Monster of Secrets. Ashley Breckheimer. Starlito. Baba Rose. Lori 626. We've got a lot of new names in here today. Carmelita Dorsey. Bo. I didn't mean that about you, Lori. I know you've been in here many times. I wasn't meaning you. Bluegrass Meadows, hello. Justice for Kylo, Sharon Ostrander, Karen Killeran, always a pleasure. A Fatal Paper Cut, Mary Harris, Cherokee 1971, Starlito, Rory. Good to see you all. Hi, Nina. How are you? Nina Drew, good to see you. And Show Poodles. All my friends are in here. Hey, Meow. Thank you for the emails. Bo, hello. Good to see you all. Justice for Kylo is a new member. Welcome to the family. Please welcome Justice for Kylo to our family. Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Wow, so a lot's been going on, but kind of not a lot. I mean, I've been looking at the updates, and I'm talking Sebastian real quick. And really more focus on the investigator creators kind of situation going on. I do know that they have announced that in the spring. Hi, Queen CC, Charlene McPike, Wendy M. I do know. Hi, Kay Kelly. I do know that they have announced in the spring and summer they are looking for thousands of volunteers around to come to Tennessee, to go to Tennessee and search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So that is in the spring. Oh, okay. 1 second, I'm just responding. Okay. And I know that to you was alarming to many of you. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Hi, Christy Clark. It is, hi, Gypsy Girl, Reba Thompson, Carrie Pritzula. So I know that alarmed many of you. And it did kind of took me back a little bit too when I read it. And so I thought it's important that we talk about that. Now, when I heard, and I'm going to be completely honest, and you know that I stay very positive and hopeful for Sebastian, for Seth, but we're just going to talk realistically about the text that said they're looking for thousands of volunteers to go to Tennessee and help search in the spring and the summer. With many of you, as well as myself, folk catching that could mean the ground is thawing. And I'm not trying to be that way, but we need to logically figure out what that means, right? We need to read between the lines there. Hey, Jude, thank you so much for your prayers for my mom and your thoughtful sticker and donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate it truly. Cynthia, same. Thank you so much for your donation. Welcome back, Jay. We've missed you. I've missed you all very, very much. It was good time to spend with family and get my mind clear a little bit from all this chaos and hate. But you were all on my mind, and that I communicated with I've got a group me app going for mods now. So if you're a mod and you're not on there yet, email me, please. And just a couple of community posts. And I want to just say to all of you, remember, we're important to each other. We're building a great community. And we always have to remember that the other people who need us around us, our family, our friends, that we need to spend time with them because we never know, right? And I'm going to joke. No, I'm not going to say the joke. Okay, we don't know what we don't know, but I always throw that in there now. But, yes, thank you. Please hit the thumbs up. So just, spending time with family. I've missed you all tremendously. Enjoyed spending Christmas Eve and Christmas with you, and Christmas morning and Christmas Eve morning. And I got some good family time in, and I hope you all have had a great few days. I do want to talk about the little guy who is on our thumbnail His name is Kahleb Collins. He is 1 year old, and what he is missing. But of course, there's got to be more to the story, right? So I want to share his story a little bit with you before we go through the articles. Kahleb is 1 year old. On December 8th, Kahleb's family was in a car crash. His father, his sister, I believe she was 2. Don't hold me to that. We'll get to the article on that. And his mother. They were going twice the speed limit and ended up hitting a tree. Kahleb's sister died. Kahleb's father passed away, and Kahleb's mother was taken to the hospital. She has lived. So that started an investigation into where is 1-year-old Kahleb. So it turned out through the investigation. Hi, Holly S. Keep up the chatter. Hello. And it came through in the investigation. Where's Kahleb? Well, it turns out Kahleb, this was December 8th. Kahleb had not been seen since early September. So another failure to report. And I say another because if you recall over right around COVID time, we had many kids who went missing who were not reported missing at the time they went missing. We had Evelyn Boswell, Cody Bigsby, we had Oakley Carlson, we had Harmony Montgomery. None of those children were reported missing when they went missing. Okay. It was a failure to report. So that's why I say again, we have a failure to report. So for 3 months, this little 1-year-old has nowhere to be found. And his father and his sister and his mother are all in a car accident. And Kahleb's nowhere to be found. So there is a search on for Kahleb. It begins December 8th. And they start searching for him. And the things that have been uncovered, I wanted to tie this into Sebastian. And the reason I have is abuse has been linked to Kahleb. And again, he's missing. And abuse has been linked to Sebastian, allegedly. We have not seen it, and police have not shared it, but has been linked to Sebastian, and he is missing. And I think that we realize statistically and logically a lot of times when we have abuse and the children are not saved by the programs and regulations that are in place, that these children often go missing. And I was on the phone yesterday, just so you know, with someone who worked for foster care, worked closely with CPS, and we are setting up an interview so I can speak with her and ask her some very important questions, that general questions, but I just, so many questions that come up case after case, right? And I just really want to, so I'm going to talk to her and then I'll come back to you because I want answers like why sometimes do we see a child with a 5th open report go missing? Why did it take 5? Things like, there's a lot of questions I have. And if you have questions and they need to be general, because she doesn't know the case, but I shared with her a little bit of a couple of children, like Oakley, that was in a beautiful foster home, beautiful, and returned to her parents to be put in a closet under the stairs and screamed till she passed out. And now her parents tell the siblings she's no more and was eaten by wolves. She has been missing. She was not reported missing. look for her case, hit that notification bell and subscribe, because we are going to do a CPS video. And I know I keep saying that, but I have it ready. But now that I have this contact, I want to add that information into our video. So this little guy, I'm going to remove this, and thank you again, Cynthia. Thank you so much. And I'll come back to more thank yous and hellos. So this cutie pie here, Kahleb Collins, they determined isn't in the car with his family. And through investigations, they find out he has not been seen since September 7th, or early September. Has anyone been following this case? Hi, Salty Ma'am. Joni Clear, Margaret Gouthier, sped teacher. Robin, always good to see you. Thank you for the prayers, everyone. Carolyn Miller. Hello, hello. Ashley Breckheimer. Lady Roses. Melissa Brown. Nikita. Hello. Too Many Shoes. Thank you for your support for an entire month. I appreciate you. Prayers for Mom and you. Thank you. It's not easy. As you all know, we've all been through things like this. It was a hard call today. I did, after I saw my mother today, I did let my brothers know, and we had a conference call, and I did kind of say, I'm not a professional. No one told me this, but if it were me, I would want you to tell me, come if you're wanting to see Mom, Never an easy conversation, right? So let's look at this cutie patootie. He's adorable. I look at this and I know so many people who have wanted children, couldn't have children. What state is that? Is pulling the C-19 and isolating? I don't know what you mean, Teely. This is in Alabama. We're going to get right to his story. Okay? I want to enlarge. I'm going to put this away for a second. I want to enlarge his little photo a little bit more, so we can look at him just a tad bit more while we're learning about him. Look at that cute face. Both cute faces, right? Look at him. Oh my goodness, he's so precious. Okay, so this is 1-year-old Kahleb. Okay, let's follow his story. This is in Fayette County, Alabama. So the question remains, what happened to 1-year-old Kahleb Collins? The child's disappearance came to light after a wreck that left his father and 2-year-old sister unalived and his mother hospitalized. This baby suffered terribly. Kahleb, who was reportedly not in the vehicle at the time of the crash, is still nowhere to be found, and according to law enforcement, hasn't been seen since early September. The crash happened on December 8th, 2024, less than a mile away from the family's home. The Alabama Uniform Traffic Crash Report stated that Stephen Collins, Kahleb's father, was going an estimated 92 miles per hour, which is more than twice the posted speed limit on CR 73 in Fayette County. And mind you, the little sister was not in a seatbelt or car seat. The crash report also noted it had been raining, so the road was wet in addition to navigating a curve in the roadway. The report said Collins was driving aggressively and due to his actions was unable to operate the vehicle safely on the wet roadway. Let's see here. Sad. So sad. Court documents filed Tuesday reveal new details in the charges against the mother. The documents state Wendy Pamela Bailey failed to report known physical child abuse. So this is now the investigation. I'm jumping around a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't jump around. Here, I'm going to go back. Sorry, hold on. According to law enforcement agency, the Toyota Tacoma ran off the road and struck a tree. 2-year-old Riley Collins, who authorities report was unrestrained in the back seat, was pronounced dead at the scene. Unalived, excuse me. Steve Collins passed the next day. Wendy Bailey, the children's mother, remains hospitalized at UAB. Alabama law enforcement agency said the couple was not wearing seatbelts either. Days after the crash, when Kahleb's disappearance came to light, his grandfather, John Bailey, was arrested and charged. See how arrests are coming? Court filings allege Bailey did not report a missing child and had a duty to do so under the law. The complaint also revealed allegations that the child suffered serious bodily harm or death and was taken to an unknown location. Attorneys for Bailey declined to comment. On Friday, we learned his attorneys, and this article was written in December 8th. On Friday, we learned his attorneys are seeking access to confidential state records. We learned his attorneys are seeking access to confidential state records surround the family and potential child abuse claims. A judge ordered those records will be sealed, but they have shared some of the horrible things, and it's just absolutely torturous. DHS would not comment on any possible involvement they may have had with the family, citing confidentiality laws. So here we go again. Instead, they're protecting their confidentiality laws, but the child was not protected. So in my opinion, they're protecting their patooties. At this point, it's unknown if Bailey is helping law enforcement in efforts to locate his grandson. The property at the home where we're told they all lived has been searched on at least 2 occasions, and they were there yesterday again. They captured video Wednesday night and Thursday morning as investigators searched the backyard and woods around the property. At one point, there was a focus on an underground structure, which looked like it may possibly be a storm shelter. Oh, that's scary. It's unknown if any evidence was found during those searches that would lead to finding 1-year-old Kahleb. Wow. Okay. The district attorney made a statement that said the district attorney, Andrew Hamlin, from the 24th Judicial Circuit, released a statement saying, the district attorney's office is assisting the Fayette County Sheriff's Office and the Alabama Bureau of Investigation with their ongoing investigation into the whereabouts of Kahleb Collins. This case has been the top priority of all agencies involved since a vehicle crash brought his disappearance to our attention 11 days ago. So this is December 19th. During that time, we have made a great deal of progress in the investigation and expect to release further information in the upcoming days. We are aware of the high public interest in this case and appreciate the community's concern. In cases like this, we must carefully balance transparency with the need to protect the integrity of a very active and complex investigation. So remember, Grandpa's already in custody. We ask the public to be cautious about unverified information circulating on social media. We will provide updates to the public as soon as we are able and when it is appropriate to do so. Anyone with information that could assist in this investigation is urged to contact the Fayette County Sheriff's Office. ABC 3340 spoke with several neighbors and people who know the family, who all declined to speak on camera. Some said nothing seemed out of the ordinary for the family, while others said something had been off, in quotes. One person said they didn't know the family had 2 children. And another person claimed Kahleb was sick and couldn't walk or crawl. Well, there are still a lot of unanswered questions about Kahleb's disappearance and where he may be. People in the community are hoping he is found safely. Very sad, very sad. So just so you know, we're going to go back to that piece that I was going to read about Mother. Oh, goodness gracious. So Mom is in custody also, just so you know. Unbelievable. Court documents filed reveal new details in the charges against the mother of a missing Fayette, Alabama toddler. The documents state Wendy Pamela Bailey failed to report known physical child abuse and knowingly acted with blatant disregard to the abuse that occurred to 15-month-old Kahleb Rowan Collins by his father, Stephen Bradley Collins, in July of 2024. The court filing alleges, and remember, he was last seen September, so I'm not sure how they're targeting July, but the court filing alleges Bailey failed to intervene on more than 2 occasions, that Kahleb was physically abused by torturous means. Trigger alert, such as being bound with rope, physically assaulted, and being bound by a rope from a loft with blood and bruising present. Oh my Lord. The filing says there is photographic evidence. A loft is an upstairs room. According to the Alabama law enforcement agency, the Toyota Tacoma ran off the road and struck a tree. Well, we heard that. Wow, very sad. So mom didn't step in. So guess where mom is? Hey, mom's in jail. As she should be. Let's see what her charges are. Let's see her charges. Oh, okay. There is an abuse of corpse charge. He is presumed deceased, but they have not found him yet. Okay, so this is interesting. They've filed an abuse of corpse charge, and the documents state the corpse of Kahleb Collins was treated in a way that outraged ordinary family sensibilities. That was in quotes. The document says after the death of Kahleb, his body was, in quotes, placed into a bag and stored in an outside storage building for a brief period, end of quote. Oh my goodness. The records state the final disposal was in an unknown location. So he was moved around. Documents related to the domestic violence charge against Wendy Bailey report Kahleb's father, Stephen Collins, sent Bailey a text message saying he was going to unalive the child. That was followed by photographs of Kahleb, quote, hanging aloft with a rope with blood on his body, end of quote. What an animal. A text message was then sent from Stephen Collins saying, he won't move, and I'm so sorry. And another text said, he moving, to which Wendy Bailey replied, he just looks wore out and tired and hurt. Hopefully that's all. Court representatives say there will be no court hearings Tuesday. The DA announced Monday that Wendy Bailey had been booked into the Fayette County Jail on a number of charges, including abuse of a corpse and aggravated child abuse. So they got her on abuse of a corpse, and they don't even have a corpse because of the text messages, I guess, and photographic evidence. The sheriff's office has been searching for Bailey's son for 3 weeks. They believe Kahleb is deceased. Bailey's father, John Bailey, is also being held in the Fayette County Jail. Whoa, wait a minute. I thought he passed away. Oh, no. So wait a minute. Stephen Collins, her husband, is the stepfather, my friends. Holy moly, hold on. Your girl Jay didn't pick that up. The sheriff's office has been searching for Bailey's son for 3 weeks. They believe Kahleb is deceased. Bailey's father, John Bailey, is also being held in Fayette County Jail on a $100,000 bond for failing to report a missing child. Hold on. So Stephen Collins, the one driving, is the stepfather of the 2 kids. Oh my gosh. It said, oh, another step parent. Oh my goodness. Hi, everyone. We're just reading. Hi, NJs. Thank you for growing our family. If you receive a Crime Time Buzz membership from NJs, thank her. And NJs, thank you so much for your generosity and thoughtfulness. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So it's another stepfather. Oh, girly. Hello. There you are. My heart is with you, Jay. I continue to keep praying for Mama Crime Time Buzz and all your loved ones. God bless y'all. Sebastian's army continues to keep growing daily. Yes, it does. Amen. We will find him and we will bring him home. Thank you, girly, for your kind donation. Appreciate you all, each and every one of you. If you'd hit that thumbs up, I would certainly appreciate it. I missed that about, I don't know how I missed it. I don't, wait a minute. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, you guys. No, no. Her father. Okay, so her father, not, so the children's father is deceased. It's the grandfather. Forgive me. I'm a little tired. It's the grandfather. Yes. Thank you, Just Jen. So the grandfather and the mother are in jail. Failure to report. Mom's got abuse of a corpse. It's the mom's father. Yes. I'm sorry. I forgot. I misspoke. So the real father of the two kids is deceased in the car crash with his biological daughter, Kahleb's biological sister, their mother, who is hospitalized and alive and now in jail, and Kahleb is missing, and that was his father biologically who died in the crash. Forgive me, correcting it so I didn't confuse anyone. So, oh, Lori, thank you. Lori says that the grandfather had custody, but let them go with the mom and stepdad. Oh, like Quentin Simon, right? They done that with Sebastian because they know something awful happened. I think that's why I was bringing this case in with it, Becky, is because we have abuse and an arrest, and it's important. We see when a lot of times when we have abuse that is not something not done to protect the child goes missing. And then we find out the child's not missing, the child is unalive because the monster wasn't stopped. It was in Alabama, baby Quentin. Yes. Just like she wasn't supposed to be, Leilani was not supposed to be alone with the kids. And Quentin paid for that decision, right? So this little angel is missing. Let's see if we have any other information on him real quick. It's very sad. I hope they find him. They have evidence. They have evidence of the, you know what, abuse, and photographic evidence, even worse, right? And he goes missing, not reported missing, not in the car, and they must know how he was disposed of because they gave those details, correct? Yes, Jen Benners, what's your question, my friend? So very sad. Where is Kahleb Collins, right? Where is he? Yes, we'll talk about it, MCE. I am too. It's just so sad, all these children. They're just, yes, Alabama has the DP. Thank you, Hey Jude. Thank you. It's very sad. Very, very sad. There's no excuse. We have parents or grandparents who are supposed to have custody of kids who are being relaxed with that. Jen Benners, if it's yesterday, yes, I believe so. They went back yesterday or the day before. I've been traveling, so I'm a little mixed up. So, isn't that sad? Oh, yeah. So anyway, that is little Kahleb Collins, 15 months old, victim of severe torture and abuse. Yeah, I made a mistake, though. It wasn't the stepfather, Lori. It's the father. I don't know why the mother. Hi, Dia Rant. I'm sure the mother can tell where he is, I would assume. Hi, Hey Jude. Hi, Michelle Scott. Girly. So thank you, girly. Okay, so that is, we want to pray for this little guy. Hope they can locate him. They are looking for his remains. He is presumed unalive. So he will be, hopefully they will find him soon. Hopefully grandfather or mother, who are both behind bars, will speak and lead them so he can be properly laid to rest. His father and sister, both unalive from the car crash. The father is his torturer and abuser, and the mother allowed it. And the mother is being charged for allowing that too. So we need to see some of that happening in some of these other cases, right? So let's get to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers went missing. Well, let's say he was reported missing February 26th, 2024. And we recall that we were told at 6:03 a.m. approximately, they called the sheriff's office, and we did the timeline via dispatch, and we knew dispatch didn't come in until 6:33 a.m. So we knew there was a 30-minute time frame there, and we wondered what happened. What did they do between that 30 minutes? I often thought it had something to do with the trash pickup, making sure the trash was all picked up and out of the neighborhood. However, it has now been an update on X several days ago that they have identified who CP called when he called in. Because remember, he didn't call in. He explained in his 5th interview, I believe, that he called who he knew, because that's what you do. You call who you know. And he called who he knew. And it has been brought up from Dog, the bounty hunter, I believe, that they have tracked who that first call went to, who was first notified of Sebastian's disappearance before it was reported, and also an at-length conversation that occurred. So that must have been what filled the 30 minutes. So we were spot on that there was 30 minutes missing, my friends. Okay. There is nothing that I can tell you that is new right now in the case. But what I want to do is I want to talk about Sebastian's disappearance a little bit, the things that we know. Okay. What we know right now is that we have a mother who, and this is all for entertainment purposes only, my opinion, not to be taken as fact. I am speculating. We are theorizing. We are baffled by certain behaviors, so we are talking about them. For entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as fact. If you are, hold on one second. Mods, you can also get a hold of me through the group app, the GroupMe app during this if you need to, okay? So let me go over to that. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get started. I have several questions I want to talk about that I brought up as far as what I want to discuss today. And what we have a grand jury, and the grand jury meets the first 4 days of the month in Sumner County. Okay, and those first 4 days of the month are the 6th through the 9th for January. So that started yesterday. Now the grand jury meets in secret. They don't tell us who they're discussing. They don't tell us who they may be indicting. They don't tell us any of that. We just know it is 12 citizens. They serve on the grand jury for 3 months in Sumner County, and it's the first 4 days of the month that they serve. So could they have enough evidence? Could they have enough evidence that possibly, yes, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Could they have enough evidence that possibly the grand jury is meeting about the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? I hope so. More than one thing that I want to talk about is, before I get on to the Fifth Amendment, well, I'm going to start it now. KP has invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. She has every right to do so. It is her right as a citizen of the United States to do so. However, and a jury is not supposed to look at it as guilt. However, I have to say it, my opinion. When I know a sweet little boy is missing, thank you so much, Judy Jones. That's so kind of you. I know when a sweet little boy is missing. The 6th and 7th. So Monday, Tuesday, there we go. And they do normally meet the 8th and the 9th, those first 4 days. So I don't know if it's just those two. They say 4 days. The district attorney brings the evidence to the grand jury. The police bring it to the district attorney, who gives it to the grand jury, and they determine if they have enough evidence to indict. If they indict, they then can arrest. So that kind of ties to something I wanted to say about Fifth Amendment rights. So with the Fifth Amendment rights being invoked, absolutely her right. But when you have a child, your child missing, and we're not supposed to look at it as guilt, but I can't help look at it as odd, strange. Why would you not want to answer every question? Why aren't you able to answer every question? You can hear my dog panting, I'm sorry. Why aren't you able to answer every question? And the Fifth Amendment, just so you know, what it does is it protects you from incriminating yourself when you are in custody and or subpoenaed to testify. Okay, so self-incrimination. So you think about that we want to break that down. Self-incrimination. So when she invoked her Fifth Amendment right, the way I look at it, hi CB, hi Passion Flower, Yaya 81, missing in Tennessee. The way I look at it is she did that because she did not want to self-incriminate herself. Well, if someone is worried about incriminating themselves rather than finding your child, that leads me in my way of thinking, you form your own opinion, that she knows something, she has guilty knowledge or did something guilty or saw something. Okay? Yes. And that's the Fifth Amendment is to protect you from incriminating yourself. And why would you worry about incriminating yourself if all you want to do is find your son who you thought walked out the door in the middle of the night barefoot? Why would you worry if you have nothing that would be incriminating? Why would you run up to Texas Roadhouse allegedly wanting that footage and making a scene? Okay? But when your child's missing, you're a mother. I'm a mother. Some of us are mothers and grandparents. You don't get the option to put yourself first, right? So that's where my alarm bells go off. There should be nothing that incriminates you regarding your son's disappearance when you said he walked out the door. But the fact that the Fifth Amendment was invoked, in my opinion, to me, I want you to form your own. I can't help it. Why would you incriminate yourself when you're trying to find your child? Unless you know something. You have guilty knowledge, in my opinion. You've seen something, you've done something, you know something, in my opinion. Okay? So that's concerning. Now, the fact that the rights were, you don't just invoke your amendment rights. Okay, I'm so glad you said that, Monsters of Secrets. I want to get your thing right there. Hold on, let me get that up there, because that is actually inaccurate. Okay, there is something called spousal privilege. I still want to get back to the Fifth Amendment, but I want to address that. Well, I'll keep on the Fifth Amendment and go back to that. So in order to invoke your Fifth Amendment rights, you're not just walking down the street saying, I'm sorry, I'm invoking my rights. You are in custody, you've been read your rights, or sent a subpoena to testify, maybe to the grand jury. And Jace, thank you so much for your donation and your super sticker. You're so thoughtful, sweetheart. Thank you so much. All of you, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. So it had to be under a situation where they were trying to question her, and she did not want to talk, or she received a subpoena. I don't know. I'm not gonna say either there, but I know in the situation there needs to be like a custody situation, like maybe they read her rights, or maybe that she received a subpoena. In that, but the point is, she doesn't want to talk because she doesn't want to self-incriminate herself. Well, that's huge to me. And I know we're supposed to look at it as not meaning guilt. It's a right that Americans have, but really, when your child's missing, in my opinion, it's a right you shouldn't need to invoke. Okay, you shouldn't worry about incriminating yourself. You should worry about where the heck is my child and how can I help. And that's why I say invoking that, to me, my opinion, and I want you to do your own, to me means that she does not want to self-incriminate. Okay, so that to me is guilty knowledge, behavior, saw something, did something, heard something, in my opinion. Okay, so let's keep talking. In the grand jury, remember, now they would be meeting the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of this week if they go by their first 4 days of the month. There are 12 citizens and they serve for 3 months. So do they have enough? Are they meeting regarding the disappearance of Sebastian? I hope so, but I don't know. I hope so, but I don't know. So let's talk about a few things that are really concerning. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being in here. Hi, Ginger Snap. Love you too. Good to see you. Good to see you. Diana Bond has a question. Okay. Wait, there was also a question about spousal privilege, and I want to explain that real quick. Spousal privilege does not apply when there is a crime against a child. So people say, well, they don't have to rat on each other because they're married. Incorrect. Spousal privilege, a exception to spousal privilege is when there is a crime against a child. So spousal privilege would not apply here. So, okay. Let's talk about the house being up for sale. The house being up for sale, to me, is not a shocker. But what does, because we've known it's been dark and black and no one's staying there for quite a while. We know the RV hasn't been there in months. We know for quite a while they haven't been staying there, okay? So what the house up for sale doesn't surprise me. The fact that it's probably a pocket listing or a private listing doesn't surprise me. They didn't want to advertise it. My theory is they need to get in there. I don't know what rights or abilities law enforcement has to get into that house and do luminol that allegedly CP is saying was not done. Because even though we are 10 and a half months down the road, luminol can detect blood even when it is very old, potentially revealing blood stains that are years old, as the chemical reaction with the blood's components can still occur even on significantly aged dried blood, making it a valuable tool for forensic investigations where old blood evidence might be present. However, the effectiveness can vary depending on the environment and how well the blood has been preserved. Studies have shown that luminol can detect bloodstains after several years, depending on the conditions. And older blood can even glow brighter. Interestingly, older blood can produce a stronger luminescent reaction compared to fresh blood. Factors like exposure to weather, cleaning attempts, and the surface the blood is on can affect how long luminol can detect blood. So if you, hold on, sorry about that. So I hope that they get in and they do forensics and all the things that may have not been done. I'm sure the new buyer could agree, but I'm sure they would want to get that done before they moved in, though. I'm assuming they're not disclosing that a child. Yes, Carol loves embroidery. That's what we're hearing. You know what my theory is? My theory is when that FedEx truck sat there and the house had been dark for days and the car is rotating, my theory is that FedEx truck, they were pulling things out in the night and using the FedEx truck, loading the FedEx truck, and the cars that were rotating in and out were all being filled with, stuff. So there was no moving truck. But I really hope that they go in there and forensic that they may not have done, right? Forensics that they may not have done. They go in and they do that before another resident comes in. I'm sure they could probably get a search warrant now. There's no one living in there. I'm not a professional, but I think they would be able to, right? And they, so off they go. Another thing that really concerns me about that is they need to get the forensics, absolutely. But if you think about this, we have a mother who invoked her Fifth Amendment rights. Rather than tell you everything she knows in this world on earth that she could possibly tell you, allegedly in order to find her child, she said, I'm not speaking. Okay. And whether that's for an upcoming, oh my goodness, subpoena she received, or when they're, who knows, questioning her, we don't know that situation, but it doesn't matter. What matters is she didn't want to offer information. That is a huge red flag to me. Your child is missing. So to me, bingo. Second thing, when your child is missing, and I don't care how old your child is, but certainly when your 15-year-old child is missing, I find it very hard to be able to leave a house within a week because you're worried about the hassle the neighbors are going through, more so than you're worried about that little boy coming home to an empty house. And I think that tells us a lot. I think it tells us a lot. Okay. Then all the vacations. No searching. And I know that going on YouTube, I don't blame her. I really don't blame her for not going on YouTube. I really don't. And Diana, I know you have a question. Can you do me a favor and rewrite it, my friend, and just put Buzz in all caps in front of it? And I'll grab it. But he deserves someone to speak up for him. And he went through enough while he was in the home. He deserves respect and justice to be found and justice to be served. So Fifth Amendment rights, and not only the vacations, and I understand why she's not going on YouTube, but major media outlets, would be very helpful. Searching, right? Things like that. Got it. I got it, Diana. I'm going to put it up there. So those are the things that worry me. And now the fact of your house is up for sale, you don't live there anymore, tells me, in my opinion, you were not expecting your son to return. Why would you leave the only home your son would go back to? Hopefully he'll call Seth, but you know what I mean? The home, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay. It's not natural. to think about it as a mother doing that. And I think absolutely right. We can't relate to it. Okay. Diana Bond. Yes, could be, Diana. That's a theory I've often heard. Yes, could be, my friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to keep going. I want to keep talking about this because I find it, I want to hide this real quick. So we have a mom who is, she's moved. She won't search. She won't answer questions now. She won't do media interviews. She won't stay home. She won't live at home now. And a red flag for me that has been there all along is she doesn't have a sense of urgency about his safety and has not. Oh my gosh, don't hurt him. Oh my gosh, he doesn't have, all these things. That urgency hasn't been there, in my opinion. The urgency I would have, okay, as a mom. So those things really, I think that they point to we have some guilty knowledge, in my opinion. I'm hoping that the grand jury will indict them, if not this month, in February. I'm going to hope every month, just like I did with Summer, but it didn't happen. But I think with Dog and all of them at night and everyone involved, we're going to see solutions here in this case. Summer didn't get that because she had a small town police force also, who is kind of like the Boy Scouts going to war. I think that's what we were dealing with here. And then they had to pull up their big boy pants a little bit and get some help when other people came in. And Seth stood on the rooftops and he got people in, but Summer didn't have a Seth. Summer didn't have a Seth. So I'm hoping, one thing I am hoping for is this spring and summer, as volunteers, by the thousands, go into Tennessee to search all over Tennessee. I hope they find so many kids. Sebastian, Summer, so many. And I want to talk about the fact that there was no scent coming from the home. We have another new member, Jules Takali. Welcome to the family, Jules. Welcome, welcome. Everyone, welcome, Jules, to our family. Jules, we meet Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much for joining our family. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let me see. I'm going back to Donna's question now. Donna, if I can find it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't mean any disrespect to Seth or anyone else, but my question would explain why there was no proof of Sebastian leaving the house. It would explain vehicles and flashlights. Her non-involvement. It cut off, my friend. I'm trying to find the rest of it. Hi, Sky Maiden. I don't know where KK is. I'm hoping. Law enforcement does. Hi. Oh, you forgot to renew. Well, we're so glad you renewed. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the scent from the house. Hi, YouTuber. Hi, Butterfly Girl. Welcome to the family. Everyone, welcome Butterfly Girl to the family. 1 p.m. Eastern time is our family time, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's talk about the scent. So what we have a report of a young man who went missing. We were told he went missing between 12 and 6 a.m. Okay, originally. We were also told 10, that 10 p.m. was the last time he was seen. But we have to remember that there is, sorry, something just caught my eye here. We have to remember that there's no scent leaving the home. That's a fact. Because Ken Weidman said that they did not have a scent from the home, but they had a trail. There were a dog that tracked a trail, not a scent from the house. Okay, so there's no scent from the home. Sebastian's last proof of life was at the Texas Roadhouse, and that was at 6:24 p.m. on February 25th. Okay, so between 6:24 p.m. that we know of, now they may have other footage. 6:24 p.m. to 6:33 till dispatch was actually called. We don't know what was going on from 6:03 to 6:33. Some 30 minutes that we knew was not accounted for, and now they say there was lengthy phone calls before the report. So for about 12 hours from the proof of life to the reported missing, we have a child. We don't know what occurred to him, what happened to him. We have a report 12 hours later, 12 hours from when he was last seen. His mother has placed them in the home alone. And when they went to bed, all doors were locked. And when they woke up, all doors were locked, but Sebastian was not in the home. The mother has told on Nancy Grace that only immediate family has access to lock and unlock the home. Chris Proudfoot has said that Sebastian, at first they said he walked out the front door and locked the door. But then when they realized that would be caught on the neighbor's camera, they explained that couldn't have happened because it would have illuminated and been caught on the neighbor's Ring camera. So we don't know how he got out of the home because the windows were not broken into. There's no unlocked doors, no scent coming from the home. And there's a sedan that pulled up in the neighborhood between 3 and 3:10, I think, was there for about 3 to 5 minutes on the corner. 3 to 5 minutes on the corner that they were caught on camera. That was the time that they were on camera. 3 to 5 minutes, dark gray or black sedan that was there in the neighborhood. You have flashlight activity around Sebastian's home. There is no flashlight activity reported around any other home. Just Sebastian's on the night he went missing. Okay? Very relevant. Very relevant. That, in my opinion, is not a coincidence. Another coincidence, and we're just going over what we know, and I'm just doing that because there aren't really any updates right now. Oh, Seth is on tonight? Tony, is Seth on tonight? Someone's saying Seth's on tonight? Huh. I don't know. I'll find out. I did not know. Hi, Judy Jones. You're such a sweetie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your thoughtful super sticker. God's Girl, thank you for becoming a member of our family. Welcome to our family, and we will see you Saturday at 1 p.m. Welcome, God's Girl, to the family. I don't know if Seth's on. I had not heard that. Hold on. So, I don't think so. So, that's what we have is no other neighbors had flashlights around their home. No one else did. Okay? And so, in my opinion, that is how Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was removed from his house. That is the place and time in which he was taken. The question is, who took him? Now we know the going between the homes, through the ditch, between the houses, and up to Kellen is the flashlight path. Okay? And but who took Sebastian? Because he had to be taken out of that house. He didn't walk out. There's not a scent. He couldn't drive himself. Okay, we don't go poof. So those flashlights, coincidentally, that were around no other home. And by the way, they had Operation Blackout at their home. No lights on whatsoever. No lights on whatsoever, except for he said that the lights above the garage were on. KP never mentioned that. CP said that. And another thing is when CP was asked, or when they were asked by Nancy Grace if those lights were motion, CP fibbed a little bit. They are motion lights above the garage. When you drive by, they go on. So they are motion lights above the garage. Just one more thing, right? Okay. And then we have dogs that I'm hearing that they didn't. Some were in the home. I'm hearing some weren't. Some weren't allowed to go into the home. But here's the point. Here's our point that we should talk about for a second. They had hi Panda Bear's mom. They had bloodhounds there. According to CP, 2 of them. Now, let me tell you the capabilities of a bloodhound. If there was a scent, a bloodhound is going to find it, okay? Let me find my little information on bloodhounds for you. Bloodhounds have around 300 million olfactory cells, or scent receptors, in their noses, which is about 40 times more than humans. Tracking distance. Bloodhounds can follow scent trails for over 130 miles. But yet they did not pick one up, leaving the home of Sebastian Rogers. And they can still smell a trail that's up to 300 hours old. Okay? 300 hours old. Bloodhounds' trailing results are admissible in court because of their accuracy, but yet they didn't find a scent leaving the home of Sebastian. Odor image. When a bloodhound sniffs something, the scent creates an odor image in the dog's brain. Bloodhounds are considered the champion sniffers of the canine world. They originated in Belgium in 700 AD and have been used for many purposes, including tracking animals, missing people, and criminals. But yet, 2 bloodhounds, according to CP, and neither, according to Ken Weidman, Emergency Management Director of Sumner County, they had no scent that was picked up from the house. Okay, they tracked a trail, but no scent. Okay, that is very important. There were bloodhounds there. Bloodhounds would have picked up a scent. Bloodhounds would have picked up a scent. Okay, so we have a sedan. We have flashlights. And just like with little Kahleb Collins, reported and documented abuse, and they're both missing now. Okay? Too many times, abuse that is not taken care of immediately ends up with a missing or an unalive child. And it's happening with both these boys. Okay? So we have tracks that were followed, but no scent, which is important when you had 2 bloodhounds there. We've had no sightings of Sebastian, credible sightings. He's not been picked up on any footage. And he was last seen near Stafford Court, according to the FBI report, after midnight, which would really make sense about that black or dark sedan, wouldn't it? Right? Seen near Stafford Court. Could that be what they mean? Could that be what they mean? Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Yes, I think, you know what I think it is? Too many shoes. And I love your comment because we have talked about this, several of us, at great. CB, that's a good question. CB's asking, do CP and KP have to notify Ellie of their location when they move or go on vacation? Well, considering they've been vacationing since week 1, I'm not sure if that well, they didn't know they were in Oregon, did they? In my opinion. So, I don't know. That's a great question. They should have to. Have they put eyes on anyone else in this case? Is there any other person they're looking at? Mm-mm, not in my eyes. Well, maybe associates. So hopefully, CB, they know. In my opinion, in my heart of hearts, I truly don't think this would get this big and this would just fade away. They greatly underestimated the love of his dad and Sebastian's millions of friends who care. Absolutely. And we have talked about that in great detail. Why people say, well, why would she think that Seth, yes, Brink service was ended also. Yes. And not working at the critical times of the disappearance. Okay, so no, we will never give up. Never give up. Hi, Frank. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, we've got flashlights, we've got a sedan, and in my opinion, the flashlights were around no other home. Sebastian was last seen around Stafford Court between midnight and 6. That fits. The house was locked back up, and one flashlight went back to the house. And we have a mother who won't answer questions. She's invoked her Fifth Amendment rights, which she has every right to do. But when your child is missing, why would you hide a single thing? Why would you worry about incriminating yourself? Because that's why you invoke that amendment. Okay? Why is that the only house the night a child went missing that had flashlights? Because they were involved. They took Sebastian away. Now, wherever Sebastian is, we don't know. But they are searching, they are looking. But there are too many things here, is what I'm trying to point out. We have a mom who won't speak up, worried more about incriminating herself, in my opinion, than finding her child. We have abuse from a stepfather, allegedly, that we've heard about, and an ongoing open case. And now Sebastian, the stepchild, is missing. We have a mother who left within a week because she was worried about the neighbors being bothered. Well, who would care about the neighbors being bothered when your child's missing? I'd be on the porch sleeping every night. Sebastian's not been put first at all. It's been all about them, in my opinion. Don't talk about us. Don't do this. Don't say that. I don't want to answer questions. I'm going on vacation. I don't need to do interviews. We don't need to search, in my opinion. All of it. And I would absolutely love KP to come out and just say what she knows. Okay. So I believe Sebastian made it home. I do. I really do. For some reason, I have always felt he made it home. I don't know why I've always felt that. But then when I heard about the flashlights in the sedan, I believe he was taken. Now, in what condition, I don't know. Was it caught on footage? I would believe so, most certainly. There were cameras. Was it the audio captured? I believe so, most certainly. There was audio. Okay. What else do we know? We know that we have a father who has looked relentlessly. He's been the voice. And I truly believe, like someone said in here earlier, that is the reason it got so big. I think there's a lot of people in Sumner County who were trying to have this go away. I don't know who all those people are, but there has to be people who wanted this to go away. And once the FBI put out that reward, and once Dog and At Night came in, those people who wanted it to go away, as things were being uncovered, they had to make a decision. Were they going to get in the game or were they going to continue to pretend nothing was going on? And that, in my opinion, is the reason Mr. Craddock said, We're not taking foul play off the table and we have evidence, but we can't share it right now." We finally got something out of him. And he's working with the father, and we have to I just hope that something comes up soon. But we have a lot of suspect behavior, and we have a lot, I mean, I will tell you this. I will be shocked if the grand jury is not meeting about the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers this month or next. I would be shocked. Okay. But they wanted it to go away, and it was going away, just like Summer's case was going away. Okay. And I see my little Wi-Fi thing going on for StreamYard. So just let me know. Can you all hear me still? Make sure you can all hear me. Well, girly, they've moved him out. I don't know if she got rid of his belongings, but nothing, they've moved out. So what they did with his belongings, that's a great question. Are they going to set up a room for him in their new home? That's a great question, right? Do you know what someone said to me? Someone said to me, and this was their perspective on why they moved. They said, regardless of what's going on, they know, allegedly, they will never get that child. Ever would that child go live with them again, allegedly. And so this person's perspective was, but I said, but he still could come home, right? If they don't know where he is and they're not involved, they would know he would come home. You wouldn't, again, put yourself before your child and say, well, I don't get along with the neighbors anymore, or whatever's going on, or everyone hates us, or whatever, we're going to move. You'd be worried more about your child. And that just isn't the case here. And there's no sense of urgency for Sebastian. So I am afraid, I am very afraid of what all this equates to almost 11 months down the road. And I am very confused as to why we have two people, one who is an abuser of a child with a disability, and the other one who allowed it, allegedly, walking free when their child's missing, when the child is missing. And Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves better than that. And he is going to get better than that, because we are not going to give up. And we're not going to give up keeping updated on this sweet pea little boy here. Oh my goodness, Kahleb Collins. May he be found. Also, the victim of abuse in his home. And now he is missing. And after December 8th, finding out he was missing, they realized he hadn't been seen since September 4th. So little Kahleb has been presumed dead in just almost a month. So I do not know where they moved. I do not know where they moved. Hello, Reach to the Sky. Let me go through some of your questions, see if I can answer them. Okay. I can assure you that Bobby's children were not playing flashlight tag with Sebastian. I can also assure you they were not laying in wait for Sebastian. I can also assure you they had no idea who Sebastian was until he went missing. It's just more smoke, and that's why I'm not bringing up to you SF Investigates tonight. I won't give the airtime for all that nonsense that's taking away from looking for Sebastian. It's ridiculous. So I just won't. That's why we stuck to Sebastian and little Kahleb tonight, because they are the focus, and we're going to keep our focus on them and all the missing children and all the families who truly want their children home, like Seth Rogers and Kyron Horman's mother and father, Oakley Carlson's foster parents. They want their children back. Okay. And then there's some parents who can't be bothered. And that's when it hurts, right? It hurts to watch and we can't relate to it. Let me see if I can answer any more questions. We are praying for Sebastian Drake Rogers. They refused cadavers dogs called in and LE cadaver dogs in the house and the vehicles. So, are you saying that there were never cadaver dogs in the house or the vehicles, Carrie Starr? Now, how long? Let's Google that. How long can a cadaver dog hit? We've just learned about um, bloodhounds. How long can cadaver dogs pick up a scent of death? Let's see here. Oh, wow. So they should bring cadaver dogs into the house before someone moves in. Tony, if you're still in here, because it says cadaver dogs can detect the scent of death for hours or even decades after a person dies. Cadaver dogs have found remains that are decades old. So cadaver dogs can pick up a scent of death within minutes of a person's death. They can detect remains at all stages of decomposition, whether they're buried, covered, masked. Interesting. So they should take them through there again, and I think they should take the scent dogs through. Well, what's the scent dogs though? Because his scent would be in there, right? So they need to take cadaver dogs in there. Now that they're out of there, they should go in and do everything they haven't done, in my opinion. Go in with the luminol, go in with whatever other investigative CSI stuff that they use, right? So you all have such great bloodhounds. Long ears protect their scent noses. Interesting, Passion Flower. Thank you for sharing that. Bloodhounds' long ears protect their scent noses. Thank you. Short sleeve at Texas Roadhouse, long sleeve when he went to bed. Hoodie to take out the garbage, in my opinion. Yeah. One person said, what did they say? Socks, foot, bare feet, if you get that. The only he got out of the house was thrown. Becky Laux thinks he got out of that house through the crawl space. Now, Becky, do you think that was by himself or someone took him out through the crawl space? I know, Diana Bond. I have something to say about that. And I don't want to say it. Okay. I'm going to take this comment down. Diana, here's what I want to say about that. That has bothered many of us because that put Craddock in sheriff's position and Carter in lead investigator of Sumner County Sheriff's Office, allegedly, in our opinion, and coincidentally. Okay. And Carter is on a first name basis, allegedly, in our opinion. So it set everyone up just perfectly. And then you got Bobby at TBI lead, allegedly, in our opinion. So let's see what else. I don't understand how they are even allowed to move. You know how people are saying, don't leave the county. Even when they haven't been named a suspect yet, don't leave the county. So I don't know why they've been allowed to go bumping around all over the United States, all different counties, Oregon, Kentucky, Florida. I have no idea. I have no idea why they've been allowed to travel all over. But maybe, just maybe. Oh, Chief Rocka's True Crime Truth. I hope not. I hope not. You're probably correct. I've really, really trying to stay on the side of we have no proof of that yet. I know statistically, right, Chief Rockas? But for Seth's sake, and he's usually often in our chat, I try my best to stay away from that. But you're right, statistically. Girly Girl says, thank you, Girly Girl, for your sweet donation. CPKP claims they were getting threats. If true, why did they go back into an area and beat on neighbors' doors demanding footage? More lies, allegedly, in my opinion. Yeah, that's another weird thing. If you have nothing to hide, why are you worrying what the 11 months down the road, what certain neighbors caught on footage? That makes no sense to me. So Yeah, if you want me to see a comment or, I mean, a question, put Buzz in all caps in front of it. I'll do my best. Not child custody, Monster of Secrets. It was not child custody. It's regarding the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Correct. There was no scent from the home. Okay. I know CP says there was, but EMA, the emergency management director, Ken Weidman, says there absolutely was no scent from the house. And that was on February 29th. All those things point to weird behaviors, and weird behaviors. I mean, why wouldn't you want to talk about what happened to your son? And the only thing I can think of is that you know something, obviously. Hi, Rhonda Moses. How you doing? Well, my friends, let's hope that it is so good to be back with all of you, by the way. Thank you for allowing me that break. It was good family time. We needed it. Barbalua, hi. And prayers for my mom would be much, much appreciated. And Juicy Crime Talk, hello. Me, hello. Oh, here's one, Buzz. Let's get this one. I think why. Buzz, I think why Seth's Hope came back with Ellie is because they told them they were taking the case to the grand jury, in my opinion. That would be great, right? And that means it could have been yesterday, today, or maybe February, the first 4 days. Thank you for the comment, me. Appreciate it. Oh, of course. Bobby and her children are innocent. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. They're just looking, they're again deflecting. Let's go over this. Let me address that real quick. We have a stepfather who has been heard saying, "Come get your R," by the neighbors. We have a stepfather who has been heard saying, allegedly, "If you don't get rid of him, I will." We have a stepfather who has admitted to beating him with a belt, hitting him with a belt. We have a stepfather with 4 reports, one open. 5 reports, 1 open, and the mom being also mentioned for allowing the environment against Sebastian. Okay? We have a mother who cannot seem to search, speak, hang a flyer, or do an interview, or answer a question regarding her child. We have a family who has fibbed and said there were no motion lights. There were motion lights. They blacked out, Operation Blackout, the night of February 25th. There were flashlights around their home and a dark sedan. And one person with that flashlight went back to the house that was still locked up in the morning, and miraculously only KP inside the home. We have a mother who cannot consistently tell one story or one timeline. And as Jen Coffindaffer says, it's very unfortunate we have to rely on her. We have a stepfather who gets on and acts barbaric, in my opinion, about himself and the way he's being treated and spoken of. And by the way, don't talk about that truck. That truck. Where was that truck, CP? Where was it, CP? Because we are going to talk about it, buddy. We're going to talk and we're going to talk and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about it as much as we can until you tell us where that little boy is, allegedly. We're going to talk about that truck. What about a truck, right? So I'm getting to Bobby's family. Nikita, you are being banned from this chat because that person is innocent. We are not having your hate. Maybe you can try again another time. Goodbye. Anyone who says anything about Bobby, her family, or any other neighbors, please get rid of them. So my point being, we have a mother who went into the Texas Roadhouse making a scene, allegedly, for footage. Well, if there wasn't anything going on at the Texas Roadhouse, why would you worry what anyone was looking at? So we have all of that. And little pieces need to be put together, and they are being put together. So for anyone to think a neighbor or a neighbor's children are involved is ludicrous. Okay. Look at all the guilty behavior, the guilty words. I mean, the mother can't tell one consistent timeline or story of the last time she saw her son. So let's not go looking at people who are completely innocent. Let's not let them name people who have nothing to do with it because they want to delay the inevitable of the cling cling bars ching ching cuffs. Someone's going to be cuffed, but it isn't going to be neighbors who are trying to help. And that's how dangerous it is. But if you see anyone in here saying anything about those neighbors who spoke up, they had so many of them so afraid, right? So anyway, let's just keep it, let's keep our heads on straight. Anyone who wants to say Bobby and her family are involved is ludicrous when you see all the I mean, she won't speak, she won't hang a flyer, she won't look for her kid, she won't talk about her kid, she has no urgency about his safety, none of the above. And she's still walking next to the man who abused her child 5 times and has 5 reports. What does that tell you about her? Hi, Michelle Scott. Yeah, it's sad. I don't know. Yeah, that whole thing, Kate Kelly, is very weird. Very, very weird. Let's see what we have. Oh, they use police dogs who would not have picked up a body. Well, maybe they need to go in there, Jim Survival, right? With cadaver dogs. I wonder if KP still works at the same company. Well, I'm wondering what state they live in. Yes, Lady Roses, I agree. There's more footage. I agree with you. Yes. If you look at where the one house points with all the footage. Oh, Sandy, thank you so much for the prayers for my mom and the sweet donation. Good to be with all of you. It really is. I appreciate the prayers for mom. I'm very, very concerned. I really am. So, anyway, my friends, let's hope both these young men are located. Young men. One's a toddler, one's a young man. And that justice is served. Thank goodness Kahleb's mother is behind bars for allowing the child abuse. Imagine. And his father is deceased, the one who caused his torture and abuse. So sad. So they need to find Kahleb Collins, 15 months old, who was never reported missing. They found out he was nowhere around when the family had a car accident and the father died, Kahleb's sister died, his mother went to the hospital and they had no idea where Kahleb was and the search began. And then they found out he was last seen September 4th. They arrested the grandpa for not reporting him missing. And they have arrested the mother. No body, but still abuse of a corpse charges based on images that they've seen. So let's hope both these boys are found and that CPS starts taking abuse. CPS chose not to comment on Kahleb's case, whether or not they were involved with the family. So a no comment would tell me they are. Otherwise, they would say, no, we don't know them. So another child, in my opinion, who was let down by CPS and not taken out of the home immediately to the point where he was tortured and the mother allowed it. So, what is coming down to this world, right? Let's pray for all the little children. Let's bring Sebastian home. Support for Seth. Tony, if you're still in here, thank you for stopping by. Let's remember for Seth and all Sebastian's loved ones. I know statistically it's not looking good, but let's keep up the hope that until we hear differently, you know, we have hope and we have faith. Thank you so, so much for being here. I will be here tomorrow evening as well. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And mods, thank you for doing such a fabulous job. I appreciate all of you so much. Let's bring all these kids home, all the children, and let's make it so where parents are afraid to make a child vanish. Talk soon, my friends.